Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second day of ESITS 2022. We are excited to have you back. My name is Trinity Gadway.
And my name is Fernanda Matos. We are the operational co-chairs of the East Coast International Development Summit 2022. Before starting the second day of the conference, the importance to recognize that ESITS is being hosted at St. Mary's University, located at Timbuktu, in the Mi'kmaq, the central and extended territory of the Mi'kmaq people.
Yesterday, we started off with an amazing keynote from Giselle Yasmin. Her discussion about the history of international development at SMU and about common misconceptions of the root causes of food insecurity was engaging and informative, as were the rest of the day's panels. We had interesting and interactive discussions about food and human security, as well as food, health, and development. We are also grateful to have a special panel of graduates in international development studies that highlighted some of the many pathways students can take to make their mark in the development world following graduation. We wanted to thank all the speakers and moderators who participated yesterday and all the attendees who came and engaged with our discussions.
Continue our conversation side of the featured topic, food security and sustainability. In today's panels, we'll be talking about food sustainability and the environment, as well as food and gender issues.
We're lucky to have such a diverse, knowledgeable, and enthusiastic lineup of speakers to discuss food security and sustainability. Today, we'll start with a keynote from Amgad Zaky, then move on to a panel on food sustainability and the environment, featuring Kate Irvine, Karaoke Karigia, and Tyler Braun, moderated by Yankun Lee. After lunch, we'll move into the last panel of ESITS 2022, which is on the topic of food and gender issues, featuring Leigh Brownhill, Elizabeth Prugel, and Mary Gagné, which will be moderated by SMU's Evie Tessoglu.
Before we go into today's event, we wanted to highlight the work of the SMU Food Community Room. Hunger can be a big problem in the university community. For students who need long-term assistance or just a little bit of help until their funds arrives, the SMU Community Food Room is there to help. There are on-campus food bank that welcomes all members from the St. Mary's community. And their goal is to be able to offer access to safe, nutritious, and culturally acceptable food in the welcoming environment.
Located in room 256 of the Student Center, the SMU Community Food Room is constantly working to improve food security, food equity, and food literacy here in the St. Mary's University community. You can find more information about volunteering, donating, or receiving help from them at smu.ca/foodroom.
We also once again want to highlight that ESITS 2022 being inspired by the Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank here in Halifax, and their commitment to provide food, furniture, and emergency assistance in those in need. Parker Street has been serving low-income families and vulnerable individuals in the Halifax Regional Municipality since 1983.
Parker Street is currently in need of a new refrigerated truck to support their food and furniture pickup and delivery programs. The kind donations you all made while purchasing your ESITS tickets will go towards the Parker Street Truck Fund so they can continue assisting low-income families in Halifax. If you feel like learning more or donating further to the Truck Fund, you can visit parkerstreet.org.
We're lucky to have organizations like SMU Community Food Room and Parker Street working hard to address food insecurity in our community. Still, food insecurity is a global issue, so ESITS 2022 community worked hard to make our conference an open and safe space where people across the globe can come, listen, speak, and ask questions about the matter that affects people everywhere. We wanted to highlight that ESITS has speakers coming from Halifax and all over Canada and the world. Greetings from Halifax to our speakers turning from Alberta, Quebec, Ontario, Geneva, Gothenburg, and Dublin.
Now, please allow me to introduce Amgad Zaky, the Director of Donor Relations at Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank, who is starting us off today with his keynote speech. Amgad officially joined the team at Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank in May of 2021. After completing his studies at the University of Waterloo in 2017, Amgad moved to Atlantic, Canada to settle down and came to Halifax earlier this year. Amgad has brought his knowledge and extensive international nonprofit experience in Egypt, Lebanon, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the forefront at Parker Street. He's used all this experience, including time working at nonprofits in Canada, to breathe new life into how Parker Street reaches out to organizations and individuals for involvement in the Halifax community outreach programs and financial support. Amgad sees working at Parker Street as a natural progression in his career. Parker Street is a place where the act of helping others without expecting anything in return is the norm. We know that this is a trait that is very important to him.
Before we go into Amgad's keynote, we want to show an acknowledgement video from the SMU former Indigenous Student Advisor, Raymond Swell.
just sang on my duguma desk the Gathering song, you know, Maui Danich. I'm very happy to be here to welcome you, Jalasi. We do that typically in song. To make Magi, the unceded traditional lands of the Elnu, the Skiji Elnu, the ones who walk on the earth. Very proud to be here today and to welcome you to this event. and I hope everyone has good vibes and continues sharing knowledge and working towards peace. So thanks everyone. Olalia.
Okay, thanks to Raymond for that video once again. We'll leave it to Amgad now for his keynote. If you have any troubles, Amgad, let us know. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure and a great honor to be with you this morning and to speak to you on behalf of Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank. It's a lovely sunny day here in Halifax, and I'm truly beyond excited about this opportunity to address you this morning. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to give a huge shout out to the organizers of this very timely and important conference for all the hard work they have put to ensure that it goes well and smoothly. And Trinity, thank you so much for this lovely introduction and for all the great work that you and your team have been putting so far into this event. I also would like to thank all those involved in planning and implementing this event for graciously selecting our organization to support this year. We are absolutely grateful to you for this support and look forward to letting you know how your support will enable us to continue serving the most marginalized in the HRM, the Halifax Regional Municipality. I also would like to share some good news with you this morning. So as of February 22nd, 2022, I officially became a Canadian citizen. I first came to Canada in 2016 and completed my postgraduate studies at the University of Waterloo. And let me tell you, the journey from being a student to becoming a citizen has been quite the journey for me. And I couldn't have asked for a better way to celebrate being a Canadian citizen than working with such a compassionate community-based organization as Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank, which has been on the front lines serving the needs of the most marginalized in the HRM since 1983. The title I chose for my presentation this morning is Confronting Food Insecurity at the Local Level, the Case of Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank. In my presentation, I will be providing you with an overview of the history of our organization, how we started, and how we expanded our services. I'll also speak about our core services as well as our annual programs that we run here at Parker Street. Then I will be speaking about food security in Nova Scotia and HRM, and how it is such a serious issue which requires our collective efforts and immediate action. Then I will speak about the work we have been doing to confront food insecurity in our region. And finally, I will talk about how the donations from ECIDS will help us and in turn have a very positive impact on our community. So we first opened our doors in 1983. As was mentioned in the introduction, with a goal of providing food free of charge to the financially vulnerable in the Halifax region. It was in a response to a community need. Initially, our operations began in the basement of the Adventist Church on Parker Street, where the food bank gets its name. As our clients grew, we moved our operations into a single car garage at the same location. The organization started with one staff member and a few volunteers, and later moved to its current home on Maynard Street, where the team has grown to include over 20 full-time and part-time staff and over 40 active volunteers. In 1990, as a registered charity, we were incorporated as Community Care Network Society, operating under the working names of Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank, Great Things in the Store, and the Turkey Club. Since incorporation, our operations have expanded to include furniture, clothing, and household items, meeting a wide range of needs in the community. And as you can see here in the picture on the right side, this is the current garage where the food bank started. That's how it looks right now. Now, in its 39th year, Parker Street continues to help the less fortunate residents in the Halifax Regional Municipality. The current active client base consists primarily of low-income or fixed income individuals and families based on their assessed needs. Of those receiving food from Parker Street, 1/3 are on social assistance, 1/3 are on provincial disability support, 9% are on a pension, and around 40% are children. On average, about 1,200 families receive food, furniture, and clothing assistance each month. As far as our core services are concerned, we operate a food bank, a furniture bank, 2 thrift stores, and an emergency fund. It goes without saying that our food bank services are the ones that are most needed and requested, of course. Through our food bank services, we continue to be on the front lines in the HRM, feeding those who are hungry and doing our part in addressing food insecurity until more permanent and more sustainable solutions are found. Since the onset of COVID, we have asked that all of our clients book appointments to pick up their food boxes. This has helped us in planning and tracing and cleaning. And by doing that, we were able to do our part in stopping the spread of the virus. It's also worth mentioning that in the past 2 years since COVID, we've definitely seen a larger increase in clients coming to us for help. I'd say 15 to 20% per year. The pandemic and the rising cost and the rising food cost have been the main factor. Rent is going up, groceries are going up, and lots of people have lost their jobs over the last couple of years. And there is not a lot of programs now to help supplement that, especially after the COVID support benefits have ended, like the CERB. Moving forward, we will be placing more effort on continuing to expand where we source our food from. We're hoping we can do this by collaborating with more local partners and securing food grants from local, provincial, and national foundations. In addition to our food services, we also operate the only furniture bank in Nova Scotia and one of the very few in Atlantic Canada. Our furniture department provides services to those needing help with furniture in our community. We receive requests for assistance almost on a daily basis. All of the donated furniture items we get are from either community members or community organizations. Before any furniture items get delivered to our clients, they go to the Parker Street workshop where they get a polish before reaching their new home. And of course, the furniture aspect of our operations is specifically designed to help those looking for a fresh start and those who just can't afford to buy new furniture for themselves or their families. Our furniture services include picking up donated items if those who are donating aren't able to drop them off for whatever reason. We also arrange delivery of donated items to those in need who cannot arrange pickups for medical or financial reasons or for other pressing reasons. In 2021 alone, we delivered more than 1,800 furniture pieces to 291 families across the HRM. In addition to our food and furniture bank, we also operate 2 thrift stores, one in Dartmouth in the Woodlawn area, and the other one in Halifax in the Spryfield area. And they are called Great Things in Store. Perhaps some of you may already know them and may have had the chance to visit them. The intention behind opening these 2 stores was to complement our food bank services in serving the needs of the lower income members of our community. These two thrift stores also serve as a revenue source for Parker Street and cover a major portion of our operating and administrative expenses, which in turn, of course, helps us optimize the value of the monetary donations that we receive. These stores offer a wide range of donated goods. Items include clothing, antiques, small household appliances, and furniture. Our objective is to offer a wide range of products in the moderate price range, good quality at prices people can afford. And I would like to take up this opportunity to say that if you have items that our stores or our furniture department could use, or if you know of a friend or a neighbor who may have items to donate, please reach out to us and we will be absolutely happy to take them. There are just many people out there who are in need of help. We also operate an emergency fund to assist those facing unexpected financial crises across the HRM. The help comes in the form of monetary support that is paid on behalf of the applicant. We mainly help with outstanding power bills, oil for heating, especially during the extremely cold winter month. And we also help with medical prescriptions and more recently with rent supplements as a result of the pandemic and the increasing cost of shelter. The demand on our emergency fund is always high. In 2020, we helped around 100 families with emergency funds, but in 2021, this number increased to 273 families. The reason behind that is that in 2020, the COVID support benefits were still available, but in 2021, the CERB and the CRB, the Canada Recovery Benefit, ended. So some might have fallen through the cracks when those benefits ended. And add to that, of course, the increasing cost of groceries and shelter have also been a contributing factor to the increase in families reaching out to help. And this year, we are expecting to assist over 300 families with this much needed emergency fund if we have, of course, the needed funds. We have lots of success stories of families being served through our emergency fund program. One of them is a 26-year-old single mom of 2 daughters. She told us that she and her daughters had been living at her parents' and needed to own their house in a safe, family-friendly environment. As a single mother, it was hard for her to come up with rent money, damage deposit, and also an outstanding power bill. She contacted Parker Street Emergency Fund to help with the outstanding in Nova Scotia power bill, which was $2,000. She was able to reach a settlement with the power company and had power connected at her new house. She said that Parker Street worked fast and contacted the Nova Scotia Power on her behalf and made arrangements promptly. Now, in the next few slides, I will be reviewing briefly our 4 main annual programs and services through which we get to help hundreds of families throughout the HRM. So the back to school program. So through this program, we provide backpacks filled with school supplies to school age students, as well as adults enrolled in ESL classes. 2021 has been our most successful year so far, and we were able to help 914 students across the HRM. It was such a huge success this year, and we're looking forward to this year's program. We also have Christmas in July, because Christmas doesn't necessarily need to be in December. This unique program takes place every year in July. Last year, we were able to provide more than 200 individuals, including parents and children, with new toys, clothing, and snacks. And also we have our autumn coat drive. And through this program, we were able to help 170 families in our community by providing them with winter clothing, items such as jackets, coats, hats, mitts, and lots of other items. And finally, our Christmas hamper program. This is our biggest annual program. and we have been hosting it for the past 35 years. And let me tell you, a lot goes into the planning and implementation of this specific program. If I were to cover all the aspects associated with it, I probably need an entire session. It's just an amazing program, and each year, along with many volunteers, we help about hundreds of families in need have a more enjoyable Christmas. In 2021, and despite the COVID-19 challenges we were facing at that time, 750 families had a Christmas dinner and their children were given Christmas toys, and that was only possible because of the incredible generosity of the community. So each year, the Halifax Forum graciously donates their facility to us so we could do our program. Volunteers from the Bedford Institute of Oceanography donate their time to pack the hampers and deliver them to registered clients. The Halifax firefighters and the Q104, which is a local radio station, do the toy drive for us. In 2021, we received 2 trucks fully loaded with toys, which we were able to share with the community. Other members of our community also donate their time to help during the distribution days. And this, of course, happens in direct coordination with our program staff, which did an incredible job this year. And of course, this program really brings the community together with one simple goal, and that is giving joy and love to those in need in the community. Now, in the following section of my presentation, I will be sharing with you more about food insecurity in Nova Scotia and the HRM. I'm hoping that what I'm about to present will give you a little glimpse as to how serious this issue is. And it is my wish that this platform would be a catalyst for immediate action to address food insecurity in our region. As we probably already know, poverty is the root cause of food insecurity and the root cause of food bank usage. Economic disruptions like the COVID-19 pandemic, low incomes, and government policies that do not provide adequate support keep the number of food bank clients and users persistently and unacceptably high. At 4.6% of households, Nova Scotia has the highest share of severe food insecurity in Canada. This is not good news. In 2021, Parker Street had more than 13,000 food bank visits in total visits. And if we look at more statistics, we will find that approximately 70% of people who use food banks in Nova Scotia rent their dwellings. The general recommendation is that households spend no more than 30% of their income on rent. However, in Nova Scotia, the lowest income group is spending close to 70% of their income on rent and utilities. Worth mentioning here also is that current events that have impacted Canadian food security are the truckers' protest, which blocked our border crossings with the US. Inflation is high and food prices are high. And another issue we faced was the shortage of temporary foreign workers to pick our crops due to the COVID travel restriction. In the last 2 years, some wholesale supply outlets couldn't sell us a pallet of canned vegetables due to short supply. There are just plenty of factors affecting current food security here in Canada, and these issues affect us all, but the impact on the people who fall within the category of low income is so much worse. Now, if we look at some demographics, we will see that in Canada, 1/3 of food bank clients are children. In Nova Scotia, the number is the same. In 2021, Parker Street supported approximately 31,000 individuals. And out of this number, more than 30% were also children and youth under the age of 18. Households with the children across the HRM have been more likely to experience food insecurity during the pandemic. That is mainly because of the economic impacts of the pandemic, higher costs related to raising a family, along with unemployment and rising costs of living. Seniors and persons with disabilities. So according to Food Banks Canada, 57.5% of all households on social assistance and disability support in Nova Scotia are served by food banks. In the HRM, there is a continual increase in new food bank users in various population segments, such as seniors and those with disabilities. In Nova Scotia, the majority of food insecure households are working poor, and 48% of food bank users in Nova Scotia are single persons. That is why there is a need for increased supports targeted to single adults living with low incomes. And a theme that runs through these previously mentioned groups is that they are overrepresented in the food bank use compared to their percentage in the overall population. Now, in the following section, I'd like to share with you about our response to food insecurity in the HRM. I would like to emphasize again that we are just a temporary response to food insecurity. Food insecurity must be confronted with daring and bold public and social policy action. And we will continue to advocate along with other like-minded organizations for these crucially important policy changes. Research has shown that food insecurity can be reduced through public policies that improve the financial circumstances of low-income households. Since the onset of COVID-19, our number one priority for moving forward was to make sure that the food bank would remain open and operational. So our staff needed to be able to provide essential services and remain safe. Next, we began to stabilize our food resources and let our clients and donors know that we were continuing to serve. Some of the specific steps we took to ensure that we continued to serve and that people continued to receive the help they were in a desperate need for included the following. So we started a call-in appointment system for clients as we stopped having people inside our facility. We also increased the frequency clients are eligible for food boxes. So before COVID, it was once every 3 weeks. During COVID, it became once every 2 weeks, and now it's back again to once every 3 weeks. We increased the number of food service hours, and this helped us space people up so people were not in large groups. Also, we increased the home delivery of food boxes, and I'd like to mention here that we are in a huge need for volunteers to help us deliver food to those who can't come to the food bank because of transportation and mobility challenges. If anyone is interested in volunteering or know someone who may be interested in volunteering, please let them contact Sona Lihi, our Director of Client Services, as soon as possible. Aside from COVID, we also do a lot in terms of repurposing and reclaiming food that would otherwise end up in waste. We receive about 80% of our food offerings from reclamation, including viable, unsold food from grocery stores and supermarkets, and the remaining 20% from food drives, individual donations, and third-party events. Food donations and food drives are always appreciated, and we're always happy when we receive a grant to purchase food for those who need an extra hand. The increasing and absolutely legitimate needs of those who live across the HRM mean increasing requests for assistance, which in turn create incredible opportunities for growth. These opportunities will benefit first and foremost the most vulnerable in our community. And I have every good reason to believe that they will have a positive impact on our community. Our biggest need right now is to replace our 2005 3-ton truck, which you can see in the picture. This truck has served us well over the past 15 years. And unfortunately, this truck is officially dead after the latest news I heard from our maintenance manager about the brakes failing. We have been babying this truck for a long time, but after the latest issues we've had with it, there is absolutely no point in investing any additional funds or maintenance funds in it. We have been working very hard to find alternative solutions until we get a new truck. We have been looking at leasing a used truck or using our small cube van. But again, these are just temporary solutions. And our great need would be to replace this truck and get a new refrigerated truck. In terms of fundraising for the new refrigerated truck, we started our official fundraising campaign, as some of you may already know, earlier in 2021. And our goal for that year, for 2021, was to raise $100,000 out of the total confirmed cost, which is $176,000. The good news I'd like to share with you this morning is that we were able to attain our first milestone for 2021. So we were able to raise $100,000. But we are hoping we can raise the remainder of the funds by the end of May. So we are still in need of another $70,000 so we can get the new truck. A new refrigerated truck will mean that more food insecure families across the HRM will be served with healthy and fresh food items. And our capacity to accept frozen food donations, such as frozen meats and fresh food, such as fruits and vegetables, will be maximized. A new refrigerated truck will enable us to continue working with the community in our collective and ambitious goals to end hunger in the Halifax region. It will help us meet the needs of those who are struggling as a result of the combined impact of rising food prices, high housing costs, and low incomes, which together have created a perfect storm for so many families across our region. This truck will be on the road 7 days a week, either picking up donated or purchased food items or delivering food and much needed assistance and household items to those who need help the most. A new refrigerated truck is going to be a visible and tangible impact and tangible proof of our collective commitment to achieving food security in the Halifax region and our ambitious vision to end hunger in this part of our beloved country. To conclude, I would like to kindly ask you to keep Parker Street and the work we are doing in your thoughts. Your support means so much, not only to our organization, but most importantly, to the people who we serve. Let's continue to work together to turn this perfect storm into a perfect opportunity for the overall good of our community. Everyone here is a stakeholder in our collective efforts to confront the root causes of food insecurity. And by supporting our organization, you join a movement of kind-hearted individuals who are passionate about the betterment of their community, a movement that is fueled by the generosity of its wonderful donors and supporters, such as you, who provide us with the capacity to carry on. Together, I have absolutely no doubt that we can make a very tangible difference. Once again, thank you very much for having me today and for this lovely opportunity to share more about Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank and the work we do in the Halifax region. It's been a great honor. And if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them. My contact information are here. If you're interested in meeting with me, calling me, or emailing me, I would love to have the opportunity to connect with you. Thank you so much once more.
Thank you so much for your speech. I hope everyone can now see why their donations meant so much to us and to Parker Street. And just to reiterate, they still need $70,000 more alongside the cost of their regular operations for the food truck. So the information's here. If you feel like donating further, thank you, Amgad, and thanks everyone for coming to Keynote. Just a reminder that the next link for the food sustainability panel is in the welcome pack. So see you there, everybody. Thank you so much.